Once upon a time, nestled in a cozy wooden house right on the edge of a great, big forest, lived a little mouse named Leo. This house was always filled with tiny mouse-sized adventures and happy squeaks, but today was different. Today, Leo was very, very quiet. It was the kind of quiet that makes you wonder if something is wrong. The forest outside was alive with its usual orchestra of sounds. The cheerful chirping of birds filled the air. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves on the trees, making them dance and whisper secrets to each other. The busy hum of bees could be heard as they zipped from flower to flower. Everything was making a sound. Everyone was part of the forest song. Everyone, except for Leo. He didn't say a word. He kept all his thoughts and feelings locked up tight inside, like treasures in a hidden box. Leo really, truly wanted to speak. He had so many things he wanted to say. He wanted to tell his friend the ladybug about the funny-shaped cloud he saw that looked like a fluffy rabbit. He wanted to ask the wise old owl what the moon was made of. He had stories and questions swirling around in his head like a whirlwind. But whenever he opened his tiny mouth to let the words out, nothing happened. His voice felt stuck deep down in his chest, tangled up like a ball of yarn. A little thought kept popping into his head, over and over again. What if I say something wrong? What if they laugh at me? What if my voice sounds squeaky and silly? Each time this thought appeared, his little mouse heart felt heavy, like it was carrying a big, gray stone. The world outside was so bright and loud, and Leo felt so small and quiet in comparison. He sat on a mossy stone, watching the world go by, feeling a little bit lonely in his silence. Just then, a gentle squirrel with a big, bushy tail and kind, dark eyes scampered down a nearby tree. She was gathering acorns for the winter, but stopped when she saw the little mouse sitting all by himself, looking so glum. She tiptoed closer, careful not to startle him. "Are you okay, little one?" the squirrel asked, her voice as soft as a dandelion puff. Leo looked up, surprised that anyone had noticed him. He gave a small, quick nod, but the words still wouldn't come out. He just stared at his paws, wishing he could explain how he felt. The squirrel didn't rush him or ask more questions. She just sat down quietly a little way off, munching on an acorn, letting him know he wasn't alone. Her calm presence was like a warm, comforting blanket. After a few moments of peaceful silence, Leo took a shaky, deep breath. It was a tiny breath for a squirrel, but for a little mouse who felt like he couldn't speak, it was a huge effort. He gathered all the courage he could find, a little spark of bravery in his heavy heart. He looked at the kind squirrel and whispered, so softly it was almost lost in the breeze, I feel shy." The words were quiet, but they were there. They were real. Saying them out loud felt like letting go of a tiny piece of the heavy stone in his chest. It was just a small step, a single whisper, but it was a beginning. It was his voice. Finding its way out into the world, the squirrel stopped nibbling her acorn and turned to him with the kindest, warmest smile Leo had ever seen. Her eyes crinkled at the corners. "That's okay," she said, her voice still gentle and reassuring. "It's okay to feel shy. You don't have to be loud to be heard." She told Leo that some of the most beautiful things in the forest were quiet, like the way the dew sparkles on a spider web in the morning, or the way a flower slowly unfurls its petals to greet the sun. She said his voice was like that, too special and beautiful, even if it was soft. As the squirrel spoke, something inside Leo started to change. The heavy stone in his heart felt a little lighter. The tangled ball of yarn in his chest began to loosen. The scary thought of "what if I say something wrong?" was replaced by the squirrel's gentle words, "That's okay." Leo learned something incredibly important that day, sitting on the mossy stone with his new friend. He learned that being quiet is okay. He didn't have to shout to be part of the forest song. His voice, even when it was a soft whisper, mattered. It had value. It was his. He realized that courage wasn't about being the loudest person in the room. Sometimes, courage is just taking that one deep breath and speaking your truth, no matter how quietly. The world needs all kinds of voices, the loud and booming ones, and the soft and gentle ones too. Each one adds its own unique note to the beautiful music of life. And Leo's quiet note was just as important as any other. A real, genuine smile spread across Leo's little mouse face. He looked at the squirrel, then around at the forest. The tree seemed to stand a little taller. The bird song sounded a little sweeter. And the sunlight filtering through the leaves felt like a warm, friendly hug. The forest, which had sometimes felt big and intimidating, now felt warm, welcoming, and safe. Leo felt safe, and more than that, he felt proud. He was proud of his small, brave step. He was proud of his quiet, gentle voice. From that day on, Leo still had quiet moments. And that was perfectly fine. But now, when he had something to say, he remembered the kind squirrel and the lesson he learned. He would take a deep breath, and he would speak, knowing that his voice, no matter how soft, deserved to be heard. The end. Thank you for listening to Leo's story. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe for more adventures. See you next time.